I must tell you this. When you talk of pressure, there are various kinds of pressure. Let me make it very, very clear. I've been a judge now. By the end of this month, I'll be a judge for 23 years. I'm the longest serving judge in the Indian judiciary. Justice Bobde, Justice Khanvilkar and I, we were appointed on the same day.
Your father was the longest serving Chief Justice.
Chief Justice. In my 23 years as a judge of the High Court, as the Chief Justice of the High Court, and as a judge of the Supreme Court, no one, and I hope you will trust me when I say this, no one has told me to decide a case in a particular way. No one. We are so clear in the principles which we follow. I wouldn't even talk to a colleague who is presiding over a case and ask them what's going on in that particular case. We have a cup of coffee every morning, but there are some lines which we draw for ourselves. In the High Courts, we hear appeals against decisions of colleagues because a decision of a single judge in the High Court goes to a division bench of 2 judges. We are sharing lunch, and I'm hearing an appeal against that colleague's judgment. We never share the fact that I'm sitting in judgment over that judge's judgment. That's part of our training. So there's no question if by pressure you meant a sense of pressure from the executive, from the political arm of government, absolutely no. And I hope I'm speaking for the rest of the system as well. But when you talk of pressure in the sense of pressure on the conscience, pressure on your mind, pressure on your intellect, yes, of course, I'll be a hypocrite if I say that, the cases which come up before us don't give rise to a sense of doubt, a sense of searching for the correct solution. Because particularly in the Supreme Court, you have cases which don't command of one particular solution. It's not, 1 + 1 is equal to 2. There's more than one solution to a case which can emerge. And you know that what you are deciding today has wider ramifications for society, not just today, but for the future. So a lot of work that we do in the court is based on how we envision our society should be in the future. And when you are deciding something as crucial as the path which our society should take for the future, obviously the judges are going to be in a sense of introspection, a sense of reflection. I don't think I would call that pressure, but just the search for the truth and the search for the correct solution.
नहीं, ये सवाल अहम है, इसलिए मैं एक बार आपसे फिर से ये सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि देश भर में जो लोग इस वक्त आपको देख रहे हैं, उनके जहन में कहीं ना कहीं ये सवाल होगा कि क्या भारत के सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजेस पे दबाव रहता है, सीधे तौर पे सरकार से दबाव रहता है कोई ना कोई फैसला देने के लिए। इस सवाल पर बतौर चीफ जस्टिस चंद्रचूड़, आपकी क्या राय?
मैं कहता हूँ दबाव का सवाल ही नहीं होता। आपने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले इलेक्शन कमीशन के निर्णय का जिक्र किया। यदि दबाव होता तो क्या ये निर्णय आ जाता? इलेक्शन कमीशन जजमेंट इज वन जजमेंट. I can give you judgment after judgment which we deliver with such routine, in such routine manner, which never makes the headlines in the newspapers, because these are not big ticket judgments affecting, some political arm or some political issue. The largest litigant in India today is the state. And most of our judgments deal with involvement of the state and its instrumentalities. And we are holding against the state, I'm not just saying government, but against the state, in such a large number of issues, whether it's crime, whether it's pensions, whether it's somebody's employment, whether it's somebody's insurance policy. And I don't think that even the government in that sense, and let me be very candid about it, that there is a certain robust nature of our own democracy which we must have trust in. We are now living in an age, because of social media, where we have grown increasingly distrustful of public institutions. But we must also understand that over the last 70 years, our democracy has developed very clear and defining lines of the separation between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. And I do believe that there is absolutely no issue. We are constantly holding government to account. Courts are speaking truth to power. And I don't think governments are also concerned about it, so long as they know their field of demarcation and we know ours. And we know which is the line which separates, say, policy from law, politics from law. Obviously, in some cases, the line is not as easy to define as it would appear in a textbook. But we have to do that exercise, however difficult that exercise is.